Good. We had such a great trip. So for those of you kind of that are already on, I just got back from 2 weeks in Ireland. So I'm still kind of have the green glow around me of Ireland. Yesterday was a little bit of a rough travel day, but
Yeah, well done you because yeah, you literally just flew back. So well done. Straight back in, no day off.
that's right.
No.
Right back in. Can you guys see my screen now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. We'll just give it maybe one more minute as we still have folks coming on. We had a great sign up, about 90 people signed up. I know that you all are so busy, so we appreciate you coming on, and then this will be recorded for those that aren't able to jump on. Is it a sunny day in Ireland?
Yes.
It was up until like 5 minutes ago for me.
Yeah, we got really fortunate. We were able to do almost everything. It's kind of like here in Charleston, it might be sunny and then you'll have a pop-up shower or two, but
4 seasons in one day.
exactly.
Yeah, we had hailstones yesterday, and today is kind of like sunny, so you just don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same here in Killarney today. We have beautiful sunshine today, and yesterday I was very changeable as well. So.
Great. Well, let's go ahead and get started. Looks like we have about 31 folks on, and then I'm sure that we'll have some more jump on. But since I am just back from Ireland, I will say Céad Míle Fáilte, which means 100,000 welcomes. And everywhere you go in Ireland, the first thing people say is you are very welcome. And so I just have to say, the Irish hospitality is wonderful. And we're really excited to have our presenters on today, which I will introduce for you in a minute. Ireland, I think, is such a wonderful alternative to maybe some other places in the US or the world, excuse me, and in Europe that have just gotten, very busy or very expensive. And it's just so much to do, and so many different parts of the country, which I had been before, but really got to see, how different kind of Dublin and the surrounding areas are to the south and to the West Coast. And all of that really was huge for me this time. So just to start off a little bit about Calliope quickly, in case some of you aren't as familiar, we are still a newer representation company, and Calliope literally means beautiful voice. It's a word from the Greek language. She was also one of the Greek muses over the finer things in life, music and poetry. So what we sell to our clients on a daily basis. And then I love the little story of the Calliope hummingbird, which is one of the smallest birds in the world that flies over 5,000 miles alone to migrate. So we want you to think of our collection always for beautiful, independently owned properties, amazing service. And we have to fly a little further and work a little harder, to get our stay in front of you and to sometimes get our story across. So through things like today, when we can't meet with you in person, we're just really grateful that you came on to spend a few minutes with us today to learn more about Ireland and our properties. Your team, just so you're familiar, I'm Natalie Payne. I may have met many of you through my almost 18 years at the sanctuary at Kiowa, but now I'm representing 12 gorgeous properties all over the world. We have Dan Clark, my counterpart in Europe. So some properties just hire us for Europe representation and some just for US. So total in the collection right now, we have 17 properties. So please take a look and let us know if we can help you with any of those. And then we have Lindsay McLean, newest to the team, who's in San Diego. So any of you that are on the West Coast, you may see her at Prost meetings, or certainly she'll be hosting some road shows as well. So that's your team here. Today we have 4 beautiful hotels: the Dillon Hotel in Dublin, the Europe Hotel down in Killarney, Dromoland Castle in County Clare, and the K Club in County Kildare in Ireland. I love this map, excuse me, because it really shows you what we have going on in Ireland within the Calliope Collective. And this is what we're hoping as we grow the collection to really do in other countries as well, because our number one goal is to make it easy for you to sell us. So, we know that you are so busy, which is a great thing. And COVID kind of changed how a lot of people work. And, do you go direct? Do you go through DMCs? Are you booking it online? So no matter how you book it, and now you have all of us as well, please let us know so that we can VIP. People always ask me, how do I book with you, or how do I use Calliope? So you can always start with me. I can be your first easy point of contact, and then I'll shoot it out to these beautiful faces to kind of execute from there and take care of your guest and put together the itinerary. But we have the perfect Ireland itinerary. Whether you're flying into Dublin and out of Shannon, which a lot of folks do and kind of make that circle or loop, half circle, or you're flying into Dublin and out of Dublin, we have great options for all of that, which I think you'll see today. And we'll, of course, send you the presentation. So I'm going to turn it over to Michelle, who's the Director of Sales and Marketing at the Dillon. And we're going to hope that our technology works. And I'm just giving you the control, Michelle. And we found that if you just press the N button, it works the best. N for next.
See, doesn't seem to be working. N for next. Yeah.
Or click.
No, sorry.
That's okay.
I think you can take control and I'll
take it over.
We'll
that
try.
Means we'll have a really speedy presentation now.
Okay, let's go. This is going to be fun. So hi everybody, I'm Michelle. I'm based at the Dillon Hotel in Dublin, in the heart of Dublin City. We're a family-owned 5-star property, a very proud member of Preferred Hotels and Resorts. The property was built originally in the 1900s by Queen Victoria's daughter, Princess Elena. And as the right-hand picture are the original architect's drawings, which we like to say are the first pieces of art associated with the hotel. The left-hand image is the hotel as it stands today. So the facade has changed very little, but we're this gorgeous historic building in a very historic part of Dublin, close to the hustle and bustle, close to all the tourist attractions, but in this lovely kind of residential, kind of quieter, I suppose, part of Dublin as well. What your guests can enjoy is, they're in the heart of Dublin City, so you're close to things like the Oscar Wilde, the National Gallery, Merrion Square, the kind of hotspots of the city centre. And the Book of Kells experience, Louise Kennedy's Studios is a private fashion studio that we can organise private visits for you or your clients if they're interested in Irish fashion. And then canal boat dining is something that's very unique to the Dillon. We're located right on the Grand Canal, so your guests can enjoy that experience as well. Dublin is a city of kind of town, coast and countryside, so we will recommend that guests take the time, travel maybe 30 minutes outside of the city centre to the Dublin Mountains, where there is kind of every level of hiking, biking, lakes, beautiful kind of mountain ranges that you can enjoy. And then the coastline itself, while we can't always promise sunbathing, there's a beautiful kind of cliff walks, fishing villages, marinas, and kind of Dublin Bay cruises that you or your guests can take as well. So just different sides of the city. We would recommend kind of stepping out of Temple Bar and kind of looking around to all the different options around the city. We underwent a large renovation project last summer, so all of our rooms are to really high spec and standard. This is an entry-level king bedroom. All of the furniture in the Dillon bedrooms was bespoke made in Ireland by Irish craftsmen, and all of the artwork is from galleries throughout the city. So each of the rooms, I guess, has a unique feel, pops of color, Irish art, Irish ceramics. I think they have a very kind of domestic, very cozy feel. So a great place to relax and enjoy the city when you return to the hotel. We're a small property. We have 72 bedrooms, and then we have these gorgeous food and beverage spaces that your guests can enjoy. And we don't have any meeting space. We don't have spaces for weddings or events. So it's very much about the leisure experience for our guests. We have a great culinary team. We have a fantastic chef, which is headed up by Mark Bodie and his team. And we have everything from your kind of casual bites. We have a gorgeous champagne terrace, which is about to open now from May until September. So we have everything from kind of fine dining to casual bites throughout the summer, as well as afternoon tea. And then this gorgeous Ruby Room cocktail bar, which is kind of, I suppose, the hidden gem in the hotel and kind of perfect for after dinner drinks. So that is the Dillon. I'm based on property. If you have any guests that are traveling, or if you have any questions and you want some ideas of things to see and do in Dublin, I am more than happy to assist. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I think the takeaway last week, we had 10 advisors with us, was really the service and the food. You truly do feel like you're staying in a private home. For those of you that kind of know New York, I always say the Dillon is a little bit like the Greenwich in Tribeca, or you're in, Greenwich Village or Soho. Like, you're close enough, but you don't want to stay in Times Square where all the drunks and the craziness is. You want to have this more true Dublin experience, as if you were almost living there. So thank you. I didn't see any questions specifically on that. So we'll keep moving, and I will try to give the controls over to Gina. We had success during the practice, so.
We sure did. Now let me see.
Here we go.
Beautiful. I don't know what button I pressed, but here we are. So welcome to the K Club. Thank you all so much for your time today. So to give you just a quick overview, we are only about 30 minutes away from the airport and about 40 minutes away from Dublin City, so very close for days when you want to do activities off-site. Sorry, is it changing for you? Because it's not for me, apologies.
No, it's not. I'll take it back over.
Not. Sorry. Thank you, Natalie. This is a problem when we have to rely heavily on other things. Perfect. So just to give you an idea, we have a good few things that you can do in and around Kildare and also off-site. So you see here, there's the Avondale Walkway, there's the Kerry Race Course, Newbridge Silver, like everything is within about 20 minutes to half an hour. The next slide then shows things that can be done within about 15-20 minutes of the hotel. So you have Jessica Harrington Racing, to give you an example. We were actually only there with the group over the weekend, and it's such a special experience. She is a horse trainer. She's very well known, and she really gives you a great insight of how it works for them. And it takes about an hour and a half, and it can have families from 2 up into about 10 people. Then we move on to the map of the hotel here, just to give you an idea of the surroundings of the hotel. So we're actually on 550 acres. We're quite lucky that we have both the hotel and 2 clubhouses on site, and we own the only pub in the village, which is the Strafford Inn, and it's a great place to meet the locals. Natalie and her lovely ladies over the weekend were pulling pints for some of our guests that were staying, which is great fun. And the hotel itself then was built in 1832 originally as Strafford House, which you just see here. So it originally opened up as a hotel then in 1992, and ever since then we've been growing. So we now have 128 bedrooms. The next slide then you see is our weir, which is part of the River Liffey. So we have a mile-long stretch of the Liffey that goes through the resort. What's special at the moment, what we're doing is we are in the middle of resurrecting a turbine, which was originally built many years ago. And once that's up and running at the end of this month, it will have up to 50% of the hotel's electricity, which will be really good for our... which would be great, yeah. And then the next slide here then is our lobby. So just to give you an idea, our owner bought us over about 4 years ago, and he is slowly making progress within the hotel here. So both these areas that you see here have just newly been refurbished. So that's our lobby and one of our drawing rooms. Moving on then to our lounge, which is a photo on the right-hand side that was only just done in the last year. And we have so many different areas that you can have a seat and take a coffee and read your book without having to do too much else. We are a resort for all seasons. There are much activities that you can do both summer and winter on site and off site. And some of our activities then include falconry, segways, you can do archery, horse riding, there's shooting, you name it, it can pretty much be done within a 5-minute drive of the resort. We also have 10 treatment rooms on site, and the treatments that we use is Nature Be Safe from Barcelona and Ground Wellbeing, which is an Irish product. We also have 2 golf courses on site, both Arnold Palmer designed. We held the Ryder Cup here in 2016, and we have the Irish Open here in 2025 and 2027. And for those unfortunate rainy days in Ireland, we have indoor golf available. So we have 8 simulators that can be used alongside several links courses that are within about half an hour, 45 minutes from the hotel. As I mentioned before, we have the Straffan Inn pub then. So it's a great place for people to go down if they do want to have a chat with the locals. You can cycle, walk, or we also have cars that can drop people up and down. And one of the best things that you can do on the resort is wine tasting with our sommelier, Lisa. It is such a special experience. Again, we have, you can do it from families from 2 up until about 10, and it's in the original cellar of the hotel. Such a special experience. Highly recommend for anybody to do it. And we have our lovely barman, John, here. He's been with us 30 years and still perfecting his drinks. We have then 3 restaurants on site. We have the Barton, the Palmer, and the South, all proud members of Good Food Ireland, which means our food is locally sourced. We have the Barton restaurant, which is our main restaurant within the hotel. Then moving on, we have the Palmer restaurant, which is in our Palmer North Clubhouse. And as you see here, it has a gorgeous area outside which can be used. Then we have our South Clubhouse, which is our more relaxed dining. So great for families with young kids. We do brunch at the weekends, and depending on kind of vibe, there might be a saxophonist and DJ playing in there at the weekends as well. Our bedrooms then, so we are about 50% through refurbishing all of our bedrooms. So you see here on the right-hand side, this is a newly refurbished room. And the one on the left-hand side is one of our newer rooms that were built in 2016, but we're hoping by the end of next year to have them all up to the same standard as a newly refurbished. Then we have suites available. The suite here on the right-hand side is a ground floor one, which has gorgeous outdoor space. And then moving on to the next slide, which, sorry, Natalie was already on, but I was too quick, is our one of our presidential suites. So there's a variety of different levels for people to be able to book and stay, along with then 2 lodges that we have on site that would have self-catering. So if you have 4 bowls or smaller families that would prefer to still have the options to use whatever they want in the hotel, but to have self-catering, more than welcome. And then last slide is just some of our lovely staff who help make it all happen. So that is the K Club. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Gina. I think all of the advisors last week, their takeaway, from the K Club is that there's so much to do, because in the past, if you would have booked the K Club or visited the K Club before the new owner and new management took it over, it really was a bit stuffy. It was kind of only known for golf, and you had to wear jacket and tie. And those days are over. There really is so much to do with Abbeyfield Farms and the horseback riding. If you have clients that are into horseback riding, this is definitely your place. And as Gina mentioned, they can visit, how they train the race horses, the local race clubs, as well as the stud farms, which is a really, really neat experience. And great kids clubs. So just a lot to do for all ages. So please think of the K Club, before or at the end of the trip, with Dublin just 30 minutes from the airport. And now we're going to head down southwest to Killarney. And we have Ava, the Assistant Sales and Marketing Manager for the Europe Hotel and Resort. So welcome, Ava. Let's see if we can have better luck with you with the mouse. I've given you control, so.
Perfect.
Let's see. I'm really not that power hungry. I don't have to be in control, but we're just having technical difficulties. Is it not letting you?
No, I'm pressing the end.
There we go. That was
Okay.
you.
Was that me? Okay.
That was you.
Great. Okay, perfect. Great to see it working. Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Eva. I'm based here at the Europe Hotel and Resort in Killarney, in the southwest of Ireland. So I'm trying to move on to the next slide if I can.
I'll take it back over. I'm not sure what's going on today, but.
Perfect. Great. Thanks so much. Just to show you our location here. Can you see now the map of
Yes.
Ireland as well? Okay, great, perfect. So basically, like I mentioned, we are based here in the southwest of Ireland. We are based about 5 minutes drive from Killarney town centre. And on the map, you can see the different airports that are surrounding us, basically. We are located directly on the lakes of Killarney. As you can see here, this is our lobby area once you arrive to the property. So you're greeted with this large window front overlooking the Killarney National Park. We have 26,000 acres of national park surrounding us. All of the public areas, such as the lounge area, for example, have the lake views and are making the most of the views. We are very lucky to have. There's different spaces available within the property. We have 2 bars on site. One is the Brasserie Bar, for example, which is more the residence bar. And then next door, we have the Brasserie Restaurant, which is considered the more casual restaurant on property, which offers a beautiful lake view outdoor terrace as well, and is open from 11 a.m. till 11 p.m. And then this shows our more traditional bar, basically. And then here we would have live music in the evenings as well. And then we also can offer our panorama restaurant, which is open for breakfast in the mornings, and also for fine dining then in the evenings as well. So our third restaurant on property is Riva, which is another great option with which offers Mediterranean dishes on site, again, to make the most of the views with an outdoor lake view terrace. One of our USPs on property would be definitely our spa at Europe. We can offer your clients a 50,000 square feet spa area. Our spa active level is included for all guests to use complimentary. It offers a 20-meter indoor lap pool and also an indoor and outdoor vitality pool, together with a steam room, a sauna, and also a salt water pool. So all of those areas can be used complimentary. Then we have another level within the spa, which is the spa level. Here we can offer 16 treatment rooms overall. So there's a female and a male area, and each of them can offer an indoor and an outdoor vitality pool, and also relaxation areas with heated marble lounges also. And then we also have manicure and pedicure zones available within the spa level. And then on top of that, we have a private spa suite, which can be booked for 2 guests, so they would have their private space and could have their treatments just side by side to each other, again with a large balcony. And then we're moving to our bedrooms next. So overall, we can offer 180 bedrooms. So this would be our entry room category, our golf side room category, and the majority of our rooms would have lake views, and also the majority of them would have large balconies available to enjoy. As you can see, the rooms are very spacious. We have just renovated 10 of our premier Lakeview rooms. So this would be a rendering of our new Lakeview room, premier Lakeview room category. So this would be a nice option to be available now. Then we also can offer 3 signature suites within the property, 2 penthouse suites. One actually has 2 bedrooms also, so it would be suitable for 4 people or 4 adults also, or 2 adults and 2 children. And then we also have a 1 bedroom suite. And then this is again a rendering of our presidential suite, which is currently being renovated. As you can see, it's 2,500 square feet large. And Again, what is unique, I suppose, on the property is that we offer complimentary horse riding on site. So we have our own stables and our own Haflinger horses, and guests can avail of that complimentary together with 2 indoor tennis courts. We are very lucky to have our private pier, so you can actually leave by boat directly from the property, or also we can organize fishing excursions directly from the hotel. And then there's also 2 18-hole golf courses just next door to us, Killarney and Mahoney's Point. They have been Irish Open golf courses as well, and we offer discounted green fee rates on those 2 courses. Then we are moving to Killarney. So as mentioned, we are only a few minutes drive from Killarney town centre. So whilst we have all the facilities on property, there's so much to do in the area, with Killarney being a base. So from our doorstep, we have, as mentioned, 26,000 acres of national park in front of you. And then there is the small town called Killarney with loads of pubs and restaurants and music. It's called the town in the park, and it's just next to the national park, really. And then there's loads of pubs and music available in Killarney, and also loads of activities to organize from the base here. This map gives you a little bit of an overview of the resort. So you can see the pier here. We also have our own farm, our own Killarney Hotels farm. So we source our beef and lamb directly from the farm. You can see there's the 2 indoor tennis courts and 2 helipads available directly on site, together with some beautiful walks within the hotel grounds as well. And the location shows you also the 2 golf courses just next door to each other. And the next slide just shows you again the view what have in the background as well. As mentioned, there's so much to do in the area. For example, a popular trip within the area would be the Gap of Dunloe trip. You can basically leave from the hotel and start off at Kate Carney's cottage by horse carriage, go through the mountain pass called the Gap of Dunloe and enjoy some lunch at Lord Brenton's cottage, and then return by boat to Ross Castle, for example, or to our hotel pier directly. One of the questions I just saw coming up was with regards to walking. Yes, there is loads of walking facilities or walking paths in the area, either very gentle walks, and then we also have the McKillicuddy Reeks mountain range in the area, which would be the highest mountains within Ireland. So it would be really depending on the level. There's basically paths for everyone just around us. So I hope this gave you a little bit of an overview of the property. Please feel free to share any questions you may have. Again, I see a question coming up here. The hotel was built in 1961. Obviously, it has been renovated numerous times, since then. It always has been in the same family ownership since then, which is very unique. And it's connected to the Leaper family also, and they basically fell in love with the area and the surroundings, and it has been since then in the same ownership. So I don't know if there's any more questions.
We had one more about when the kind of your renovation process.
Perfect. So at the moment, we actually have completed 10 of our premier Lakeview rooms. So we literally just completed them. And then also we have 5 new golf site signature suites. They're actually a great option for families as well. So one of our golf site signature suites can accommodate up to 2 adults and 1 child on a sofa bed. And then we also have a connecting room then to that suite as well. So that could be a great option. And then we are currently renovating our presidential suite also. So there's always a lot going on. So I hope that answers your question.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Eva. I have to tell you, so my family, we stayed 3 nights in Killarney, and it wasn't enough. We could have stayed another night as well, just because, as she mentioned, you can do the Ring of Kerry from here. You can do a day at the Dingle Peninsula, which is this gorgeous drive, on the coast around the peninsula. You want to have a day in Killarney town. And then by this point in your itinerary, trust me, you will need a day at the spa. So it's a great point in the itinerary to just kind of have a relaxation day. I know you guys probably get so frustrated because your clients are like, I want to see England, Scotland, and Ireland all in the same trip in 10 days, and it can't be done. And you're really doing them and, they're doing themselves a disfavor, because Ireland has so much to see, and you truly do want to have these authentic experiences like the Gap of Dunlow, like visiting, Jessica Harrington's, the horse racing or training area. And we can help you with all of these and give you a list. They have it at the Europe, some great restaurant options in Killarney, outside of the hotel too. So please lean on us for all of that, because we want to be your easy button and can just really put this itinerary and make it easy for you. So unfortunately, Mari is actually, I know many of you know Mari Chalk from Dromoland Castle, and she's actually in Phoenix doing some sales calls. And her counterpart, Olivia, who was going to join us today, is actually very sick. So you're stuck with me and my Southern accent for Dromoland Castle, but this is such a special place. I've been here now 4 times to all of our properties. So Ireland truly gets in your blood, and everyone wants to stay in a castle, when they're staying in Ireland. So it needs to be part of the trip and part of the itinerary for sure. She would tell you probably her top asked question is, what's the difference between Ashford Castle, Adair Manor, and Dromoland Castle? First of all, 2 are castles, right? And Adair is a beautiful manor, but Ashford, if you're the Queen of England, Ashford is kind of the Buckingham Palace. It's pristine, it's perfect, it's over the top, everything's kind of yes sir, no sir. So that's more the Buckingham Palace. But if you're still the Queen and you want to go to an amazing golf resort, every blade is nothing is out of place. Adair Manor is wonderful for that. And then she likens Dromoland Castle to kind of the Balmoral or the Sandringham. It's the country estate. Everyone knows your name. The Wellingtons are inside the door. That's Dromoland Castle. And I have to say, having been there twice in the last 2 weeks, once with my family and once with the fam, it's truly just such a warm welcome. All of our properties are that way. They can do a staff lineup for your clients if it's a really special occasion. They can do a bagpiper on arrival. They did that for my father, and it was just, tears are flowing. Or they could do a horse and hound welcome, which is really neat as well. But it's really all about the people, the location, and the history here at Dromoland. We've talked a little bit about, the flights. Remember when you leave Ireland, it was so nice yesterday. I went from Dublin to Philadelphia, and you clear customs in Ireland, and that's at Dublin Airport or Shannon. So if they can do a direct flight back to the States, then it's really, really nice to have that clearing customs. So they are only 10 minutes from Shannon Airport. A lot of people used to just do 1 night pre or post, and that is a really big waste of money. There is so much to do in this area. Again, you really need at least 2 nights, 3 nights at the castle, because all of this is on the doorstep. You can go down to Loop Head. It's also, Dingle, same as kind of with Killarney. The Cliffs of Moher are only 45 minutes away. So when you leave the Europe Hotel, you could take the car ferry across the River Shannon. You could stop at the Burn Perfumery. You could stop at the Cliffs of Moher, and it makes a really nice journey, and it kind of breaks up the journey to get down to Dromoland Castle. So we can, again, kind of help lay that out for you. But that's another takeaway that I had over the last 2 weeks, is that there are ways when you are transferring from place to place to make a little stop off, to have lunch or kind of do a little tour. And it really makes it very palatable if you happen to have a day that you need to kind of get somewhere that would take 3 hours. Galway is only 45 minutes away with the new motorway. The Aran Islands, we have a new company that we're working with called Secret Ireland, and it can only be booked through travel advisors and DMCs. And so you can go up the River Shannon and maybe stop off at someone's home with a beautiful art collection, or you could stop off at a renovated medieval castle and learn how to do Irish dancing or how to do hurling, which is the international, sport there. So depending on the families that you have, the interest of the children or of, the participants, they can really customize it for you. The cliffs are stunning and it never gets old. And it's different every single day. So, weather depending and all of that, the views here are fantastic, but it does get very busy, especially in the summer with the coach tours. So Dromoland has curated an experience where you can go before the gates open or after they close, I think around 6, and we can have someone privately give you a tour. You can also walk along, which I think total is about a 6-hour or 6-mile walk if you start from one end and then walk all the way to Dublin. And so there's just a lot of different options depending on how much you want to spend here at the cliffs. And remember, in Ireland, especially during the summer, it stays light until 10 or 11 at night. So you can truly have outdoor activities, all day. We've talked about some of the other cities to visit. The Aran Islands are really authentic. They still speak Gaelic on the island. So the movie, The Banshees of Inisherin, were shot out here. So a lot of people will take a plane or a boat over and spend some time over on the Aran Islands. And it's really a throwback experience. So just kind of telling you some of the things to do in the area. They've partnered with a whiskey distillery that you can do a private tasting, really sit around the table with the family and talk about, all the pairings. The Burren is this beautiful Ice Age landscape there's a lot of flora and fauna. So we have the perfumery we work with there. My family also went to a sheep farm. And so we learned how the sheepdogs and, how they use dogs to kind of wrestle the sheep. You can tell the jet lag's kicking in now, but I highly suggest the sheep farm experience. Galway has a beautiful new food tour, and you can go foraging and learn about all the flora and fauna and things that there are to eat. So again, the history is really, really important to Dromoland, and you feel it seeping from the walls when you're there. It goes back to the 1500s when the High King Brian Boru, he ruled this land and this was all of his land. But the last family turned it over in 1964, the last members of the family, and they're pictured here, to become a hotel. And they still live on property as well. There's a genealogist who helped us. We recently learned that we had Irish history, and she helped us trace our history so she can work with your guests before they arrive. But it truly is that fairy tale castle. You can take a carriage ride on property. And then when you step inside, I mentioned the welcome can be as grand as a horse and hound welcome, or a bagpiper, or a staff lineup like in Downton Abbey, or just a simple, very comfortable, obviously luxurious 5-star welcome. So they have 96 bedrooms now. They've recently developed a new 3-bedroom suite and took away a room to do that. But they're a lot brighter and fresher than you might think of for a castle. All of our properties in Ireland have massive rooms. So everybody was really blown away with the space that you get in the rooms. They do have kind of proper double beds. Mostly in Europe, it's the split king. Dromoland does have some rooms with 2 doubles and 2 queens. There's a good many connecting options. So just let us know what your families need. This is the beautiful, newly renovated presidential suite. And then their big announcement is Dromoland Lodge. So this is the new 5-bedroom, 7-bathroom home. I got to do a tour of it and have some cocktails there last week, and it is stunning. It used to be the managing director Mark Nolan's home and has been completely redone. It's a 5-minute golf cart ride to the actual hotel, but it comes with all of the hotel amenities. So this is going to be in off-season $3,500 a night, and in peak season $5,500 a night for a 5-bedroom property that will sleep I believe they say up to 10, 12 people. So it's really, really a nice option if you want a little more residential feel. They can have a chef come in. They have a whole menu of kind of crock pot meals. So if you're out touring for the day, you can have the meal ready when you get back to the home. So that's their big news here at Dromoland, and the price point is just great. They have 3 different main dining outlets. This is the Earl of Thomond restaurant, which is kind of the more formal breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast and dinner, excuse me, but no jacket and tie is required. But it really is very, very elegant service, and you feel like you're a lord or a lady in the home. They have the Fig Tree restaurant, which has just been redone over at the golf clubhouse for your burgers and your toasted sandwiches and soup. And then just public spaces as well. There's also the Inn at Dromoland, which is their smaller property that has Shannigan's, which is an Irish pub. But in the public spaces, again, you just feel like you're a lord or a lady kind of visiting this beautiful grand castle. The cocktail bar is so fun. They have some gorgeous cocktails, and Frank, the singing barman, will sing to you at night. I'm gonna sneeze. I'm so sorry. Had to sneeze. And then please visit the wall gardens. These were redesigned by Notch, who redid the gardens in Versailles. So they're just stunning. And Dorothy, the head gardener, will give you a complimentary tour of the gardens if you have clients that are really into, different flowers and plants. And just quickly, some of the activities, they do an amazing falconry experience. They have a muse on property. A lot of properties, when they do falconry, will bring in a provider, which is also a great experience. But this is one of the few properties that has their own muse on site. So there's 30 birds. This is the famous Mr. Pickles. And David here will take you on a hawk walk through the woods where the hawk is flying from your head to your hand to his arm, and while he's telling you about the area. Pickleball, Dromoland is the first to bring the pickleball to Ireland. They also have clay target shooting, beautiful biking trails, archery, stand-up paddle boarding, and really anything that you can do without a guide is complimentary. So you can take a paddle board or a canoe out onto the lake, and then anything with a guide, a fishing gilly, or if you wanted a guided tour, might have a small cost. They have a beautiful inland golf course where they've hosted the Ladies Irish Open the last 2 years, and then a golf learning center. But really, if you're coming to Ireland for golf, then you want to play the links courses. So they're within 45 minutes to an hour of Lahinch, Doonbeg, Ballybunion, and then the Europe as well has multiple links courses. So we can help create a great golf itinerary for you as well, if you have clients that are coming to Ireland for golf. I do find that sometimes travel advisors, if it's not their specialty or if they don't golf themselves, kind of shy away from booking golf. Please don't. We can help you with that, especially if you're, have some good ins with country clubs and things like that. Take advantage of it, and we can help put together a specific golf itinerary for you, and work with them to get the preferred tee times. If you're booking golf in Ireland, though, you do need to book 8 months to a year out. They book up quickly. Rounding it out here, the Castle Spa was just redone and reopened this year. I was very fortunate enough to have a Barbara Sturm facial. They're the only property in all of Ireland that's working with Dr. Barbara Sturm, which is a really wonderful facial product, very high end. They also have Askia and Seabody, which is a local Irish product. And then Charlotte & Co., their curated gift store opened last year, and it really almost is like an art museum. It's the finest in Irish design. Mari always says you'll never find a plastic leprechaun or shamrock in this shop. So we put a lot back into the Irish economy here, and also thank you, Gina, in Kildare Village up near the K Club, where they have a gorgeous VIP experience and personal shopping experience. And remember, in Ireland, you get your tax back. So our advisors last week definitely took advantage of that. So that's the beautiful Dromoland. Martin Nolan's been there for 35 years. Keeps trying to retire, but he just can't let it go. They're in all of these programs. If our hotels are not in, say Signature or Virtuoso or Select or Amex, all of the Ireland properties are part of preferred hotels. And so you do have access to the preferred platinum program if your agency has an affiliation with that. So just let us know and we'll make sure that they get the amenities and the VIP treatment. So let me see, I think we may have had one more question come in. Does Calliope book tours as well as hotels? So our hotels certainly can. So if you want to book, start with us, I'll connect you with the different hotels, and then the concierge and leisure teams are amazing at each property and they can book the tours for you. We know that sometimes you like to book, through the DMCs because then it's all commissionable as well as far as the tours and things like that, but we can certainly do it either way for you. And is Dromoland open the whole year? Yes, Dromoland is open year round. That's a very good question. The Dillon is open year round. The K Club is open year round. And the Europe, Ava, if you're still on there, if you could pop on and just tell us, because they do close a little bit in the winter time. So if you could just clarify that for us.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So we're usually open until mid December, and then we have a short closing period till the beginning of February. And then we have some more seasonal openings in February and March and November and December.
Perfect. Thank you. So yes, the other word that I learned how to say very well in Ireland was sláinte, which means cheers. So we definitely want to give you all a huge cheers and thank you for all the business that you've already sent our way, and keep it coming for sure. Thank you to all of our presenters today, Michelle and Gina and Ava. Really appreciate you guys being with us. And thank you for dealing with us through a few technical difficulties. I know that it's inevitable, right, in this day and age of Zooms. Please remember, we do have some great upcoming webinars for Aurora, Anguilla, and Half Moon in Jamaica, as well as Nemacolin, Salamander in Washington, D.C., and the Inn at Perry Cabin. So that will kind of round out our big webinar series we've been doing. But just really appreciate your partnership, and we hope to see you soon. And definitely follow us on social. If you don't follow me personally, please friend me under Natalie Bagwell Payne, because I post a lot when I'm traveling. But if you'll follow Calliope as well, there's a good many posts on there from our fams and the different hotels that we have. So thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.